I'm here with Ernie Vargas, the Probate Fox Lead Fusion with Rob Badhorn. And today, a quick video update on the market conditions right now for probate, number one. And number two, what action you can take to help out those attorneys. So really the theme of this video is, the probate attorneys with COVID going on right now, you can be their kind of feet on the street and really help out not only the probate attorney, but also the petitioner executor for that probate record. So real important because the courts are backed up right now and the dangers of COVID, it presents a great opportunity for you to be that conduit of, for those folks. So Ernie, I know I threw in some things there. Anything that you want to add in terms of, being able to help people out and so forth?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. The courts have such a tremendous backlog of cases. Obviously we provide probate leads nationally, and we get to see what's going on pretty much in every court across the country. And it's very interesting that for the most part, there's a recurring theme going on throughout, the country where, courts have this backlog of leads, or well, we call them leads. They're actually probate files, right? And a lot of the files have been sort of sitting there. They've been accepted, and they're now sort of sitting there, right? And so there's a lot of work that the attorneys. There's so much that is being demanded of the attorneys today, and they can only do so much, right? I mean, they are essentially the legal counsel, the legal expert, as it pertains to the probate estate, which is very, very different and separate than being the expert for real estate matters that the estate is holding. And so that's where, you guys all come in, right? The audience really gets to shine by bringing forth the real estate expertise and the support and the help to the legal community, as well as the executors and administrators that are going through, through probate. But it's just, so what I really want people to understand is that because there is so much of a backlog, people really desperately need and want your help and your service. And so this is an opportunity for people to shine. And so what I would recommend is make contact with these probate attorneys. With our list, people have the fortunate opportunity to obtain the records of not only those who are deceased and control real estate, but also all of the attorneys that are overseeing these estates. And if people want to take it one step further and essentially even create like a campaign strictly for attorneys, they can do so. I mean, like, sky's the limit. Whatever you can think of, how you can support people, there's so much need. But essentially, the very first thing that people want to do is contact the attorneys. And then secondly, once they've contacted these attorneys, these probate attorneys specifically, is they want to identify, where they are at in their process. Where are they at? Are they sort of at the very beginning stages of probate? Do they have to wait for their letters of administration? Has the executor administrator, have they even been appointed the official executor administrator? Or are they a little bit further along? Perhaps the client has already filed. They had filed prior to COVID, and they actually got their letters, and now they're sort of sitting with their letters, not knowing what to do. Well, whatever it is, you have to find out exactly where they are at in that process, and then based on where they're at, you can create a solution, to alleviate them with that problem. So, for example, if somebody's already got their letters, they're pretty much ready to move forward on the sale of the property. But if they're sort of in the beginning or middle stages, then it's an opportunity to come in and say, hey, properties are usually vacant. Executors and administrators are usually out of town, even out of state. Things that we do and our clients do is, we offer the service of essentially being that probate concierge and going out to the subject properties and, assessing, what the condition of the property is, assessing, whether we need to, get that front lawn cleaned up and make the property look like somebody's occupying it versus it just sort of sitting vacant. We don't want any squatters going to these properties, but really taking a whole assessment of where they are at and what services and needs we can bring to the legal community as well as the executors and administrators.
Okay, great. And some of the examples of ways that you could help them out, right, is, maybe driving by the house, taking pictures for the attorneys, giving a condition report of the property, give them a checklist of, where the condition is or how the condition is, because what you don't want is squatters or something coming in. And really your point is to help secure that property for them, right, while they're going through this
Right.
whole process, right?
Right.
Give even neighbors your phone number, right? Saying, hey, you're helping out with this property. If they see any issues or anything, suspicious, give you a
Hmm.
call, right? And they're more than happy to help out because typically they knew that person that lived in that property, and they want to help them out as well. Uh,
Correct.
so, so really, if we
Absolutely.
had to go down through the steps, right, is one, contact that attorney. Don't be afraid of the attorney. You can offer them a valuable service right now during this whole process. Identify where they are in the process. Step two, right, where they are in the probate case. If they have their letters, they're good to go. If they don't, then obviously you can help them out as well. Either way. And then help them, with the property. Drive by the house, do some attorneys, whatever you need to do. Bring in cleaning crews if you need to. And then really the fourth thing is give an update back to that petitioner and the attorney, right? Help them out, give them a feedback and update of what's going on with that property
Right.
from that perspective. So,
Hmm.
Ernie, anything else do you want to add or?
No, just remember, these people really need you, and that's what it's all about in this probate business. It's all about being a community, and it's all about really trying to define what the needs are that people need, where they're at in these probates, and really trying to just bring these solutions to the table for people. You'll make a lot of money, and you'll make a lot of people happy, and you'll have a very fulfilling real estate career. So, good times.
All right. Well, hey, thanks, Ernie. The Probate Fox, you can reach us at customer service at leadfusion.com or 877-799-0101 to talk about probate records and coming soon, inheritance records nationwide. So stay tuned. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Ernie.